We'll be diving into one of the most talked about concepts in smart money trading, the CHoCH, change of character. I'll be backtesting this market structure strategy, and let's see if this holds up in the live conditions whilst we are forward testing this, or if it's just another overhype signal strategy that doesn't show us or gives us consistent results. Let's get down to it. In front of you, you have got the CHoCH concept itself, so you can see. So when we have a break of structure, then we have a change of character here, and what we're doing is we are taking an entry on a short on the pullback, and likewise on the buying side of things, we're waiting for a break of structure, we're waiting for the pullback, and then we take the entry with our stop loss below. Like always, I'm going to share an example with you. In front of me, I've got the Bitcoin chart. We're going to use Bitcoin as an example to do our back testing and forward testing. So let's get down to it. Firstly, I'm on the 1 hour chart. Anything below that, I found it can be quite noisy. So for the purpose of this video, I have stuck to the 1 hour. And all we're going to do is mark out the swing points. So if we get a horizontal line, which is this here, horizontal ray, I'm going to mark out the high and the low. And the purpose of this is I'm showing you as the structure of the market moves and it trends and it continues, because everything in here is a continuation, whereas the change of character is what we would categorize as a reversal pattern. So you can see that price had broken this low here, so we're going to move it from this low to here because that was the last low that broke this low, and we're going to move it across here because this was the last swing high which failed to take out this one, and when we broke this low here, this low got broken by this low. Now this is our new swing point. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Which swing point broke this low here is this one here. And right now we don't know where to place this, whether this is the swing point that has obviously will continue or not. We will find out. So okay, there you have it. So now that we have got a situation where price has broken and closed above this swing high, we're going to place this point as a swing low, and all we are trying to do is wait for price to come back. Now here's something that a lot of people do. Part of this change of character strategy or method, they wait for a fair value gap. Whilst I've been backtesting this myself, I have noticed that not always you'll get a fair value gap. You'll just get price continuing in that direction. However, part of the strategy, what you can do is if we do have a fair value gap, then you can aim for a higher risk to reward. Okay, now let's just make sure price closes above this swing high, because what we don't want is a fake out. And we have got that. You can see we had price close above. And the way you would do it is you take a long position. Now because this is a fair value gap where we have had an imbalance, I am just going to place my entry point just about there, and I'm going to place my stop loss just below there, and we are going to go for a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. Now because there's a fair value gap, let's go for a 3-to-1 reward to risk. And like I said, this is just a cherry-picked example that I'm just showing you in terms of the concept itself. You can see change of character happened here, and we're waiting for a pullback, and then we're going to take the entry. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see at this point our stop loss has been placed in the place that it should be, because if it goes below that, then that's another break of structure and we could have a situation where price continues up. Now let's see what happens. We're in the trade now, and can it hit TP or not? Okay, and you can see we have hit TP in this regard. So this became a 3-to-1. I've gone for a 3-to-1 reward to risk because we have a fair value gap. If we have no fair value gap, then I will just go for a 2-to-1. So let's just keep that in mind. Now, as usual, I'm going to back test this and see if it holds for the test of time, or is this just in certain scenarios and situations this particular method works. So let's clear all this and let's randomly back test, and let's see what we got. We have got it at March 23. Fair enough. Okay, the first thing that you want to do is grab your raise, and you want to make sure is you want to get the swing high and the swing low. And here we're just going to mark out this swing low, swing high, and you can see that this point is not what we want to mark out. We're going to mark out this point. Let's see. I'm going to mark out this point. And all we're doing is we're moving across each time. And then once we get our swing high, swing low properly identified, we will then move on to whether we can take an entry or not. When you look at this, straight away, it has been consolidating the market. So this means that rather than keeping your eye and your attention in here, which is a lot of it is internal liquidity, we want to make sure we identify the external highs and lows. So the way we do that is, if you have a look, this was the last external high and that low, and anything in between is all internal. So if we have a situation where price is trading internally within the time frame that we want to trade, then we need to go on the lower time frame and then identify the swing high and low. So in this situation, because we have internal structure within the range that we want to trade, we'll wait for the break of this swing high or this swing low, and this will then help us take one of either the trade. So at the moment, I'm looking for a break above to take a buy. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see at this point, that is our external point there, and this is our external low. Why? Because this was the move here that broke that low there. Okay, so at this moment in time, you can see very clearly we haven't really got any kind of change of character. We just wait and let's see what happens. You can see now that this at the moment, it hasn't fully broken, it's just wicked down. I need a close, and you can see that all internal at the moment. We haven't had a solid close yet. Once we have a solid close, there you have it. Now that we have a solid close, let's move this across. Okay, and what we are looking for is something like this, and then we will take our entry here with a stop loss below. But at the moment, we can't see anything, so we are just waiting to see what happens. This low could be broken, or it hasn't. Okay, it has. There you go. So you can see, as part of this strategy, we are waiting specifically for this model. If we don't get this model, we are not taking this trade. And there was many would argue that there was a lot of continuation patterns that we could have obviously taken, but we're not doing continuation patterns. We're specifically working on change of character, and all we're doing is marking out this high, which was the starting point of the break of this, and all I'm doing now is waiting for a shift. Let's see. Okay, now if you look closely, we have had, that's not exactly, you wouldn't class that as a swing point. You can see swing point would be something like this, and you can see price is continue to move. There you go. Okay, now we have got a gap that happened, but you can see that's probably down to the weekend. Yep, we had a weekend gap. Do that for a second. And now we are in a situation where we've got this nice swing, but where do you actually place it? And this is something that I did find challenging when I was trying to use this strategy. And you can see now that price has broken up, where is your swing method? So this is where you would go on a high time frame and you would identify the clear swing point. But because there's no clear swing point, let's wait for something. And right now we've got nothing, and you can see that prices continue to move on. So we're just going to forward it. I've got no, it's not clear at all. Do you see? It's not clear, because then if we decide we want to class this one as a change of character, let's move this back for a second. You wouldn't class it as a change of character because it's just a liquidity grab. You needed to have a close, which we didn't get. And then let's continue on. Okay, and then you can see here we did get the close, but price came straight back into it. So this is where we wait for the next candle to confirm whether this is the proper low or not. And you can see price didn't come back. Okay, so now that price didn't come back here, what we're doing is we are now waiting for the next change of character, which is here. But all this is part of the internal liquidity. You can see all part of this low here. All this is just liquidity right there. So it's crucial that we identify at what point where we place it. So if this is a structural shift, there you go. And now what do we do at this point? Are we waiting for a new reversal going up to the upside or not? And we can't see anything. You can see, so already you can see I am struggling to find a move or a reversal using this method, because majority of it, if we are in a strong trending market, you're not going to get that many opportunities. Okay, now what we do is let's mark out this swing low and swing high, and everything is internally moving in. I don't want to be trading internals. I just want a strong external example. Okay, now here is a perfect example where price had broken up. The move started here. You can see move started there, broke above, and then price came down. The question is this: which low did it break? Which was this one here. That was the one that broke it, and the starting point where it broke here, you can see it started from here. So we will now place this there, and you can see that structurally we have had a situation where price broke the last swing low, which was starting point to create the new swing high, and all we're going to do is we're going to wait for an entry point here with a fair value gap. Let's place it there, and we are going to go for 3 to 1 just there, and let's see what happens. Do we get tapped in or not? Okay, we get tapped in, and we almost got stopped out, but our stop loss was placed in the right area, which was here, you can see, and we didn't get stopped out. And all we're going to do is wait for a 3 to 1, and let's see what happens. And we got stopped out. So this method in this regard gave us a 1.2929R, you can see. Okay, we move on to the next one. So you can see, just to find this, how tricky it was. You have to be able to identify the internal and external highs and lows, and if you get a lot of noise in between, you have to go to a higher time frame. But I'm trying to keep this video simple just to show you what's achievable or not. So let's see now, can we class this as a change of character? Let's just move this back for a second. Okay, and let's see. You can see this is not exactly a swing point here, because we had a wick going up, and if we zoom out, all this is part of this move here. You can see that move there, that one there. So all this that you're seeing is noise in between this swing low and swing high, and also all that's been happening is the liquidity has been taken. So you can see very clearly the last clear swing high, swing low, in between all this is just noise. So in order for us to identify a clear CHoCH, is we need to wait for price to close above this swing high and this swing low, which at this moment you can see we're not really getting any opportunities at the moment. There you go. Okay, you can see we've broken this. All this was just noise. There was trading opportunities here on the lower time frame, and now what we need to do is look at which point did the move start and broke this swing high there, which was here. That was the starting move, and now the market is trending. We're going to wait to show a clear swing high, swing low. The moment is this swing high, and now we need to identify where the swing low is. Can we? Yep, liquidity. Price broke above there, failed to close above, and now we potentially could have a situation where price is coming down. Nope, nothing happened. So now we move it across. No clear swing point. Okay, we have had a fake out above. This was the last swing point there. You can see. There you go. And now we have got a situation where price has broken this, change of character, and now all we're doing is we are waiting. I'm just going to name this as CHoCH. and we're waiting for price to come back into this area, which where there's a fair value gap just there. I'm just going to place it in the middle of the fair value gap, and we're going to go for 3 to 1. Okay, and you know what? We've just missed our entry. Yeah, we just literally missed that entry there. You can see it was just there, but we had placed it just there, so we just missed that entry. So that wasn't too bad. We would have hit target if we had entered the trade a little bit more lower, but it is what it is. We move on to the next one, and let's see if we get anything else. Okay, so I'm looking for a specific move. Price continuing. The situation with this specific type of trading method is that once you get the CHoCH, it's in a specific trend. You only get it once. So once you get it once, you have to wait for the next one. So because of that, if we only get one opportunity to implement this method, then you're going to get quite frustrated because there are continuously a lot of trading opportunities that have been missed. So let's wait for a swing high and swing low to be identified. Okay, we have got potential coming up here. You can see. Okay. So we tapped it down here. We don't class that as a breaker structure. Then price came back up, and now we had a close. So here we are, and all we're doing is we're waiting for this to take out this high, or there you go, it's taken it. And what do we do in this situation? Do we now wait for price to come back into this level here? You see, for it to come back into this level, and then do we take the trade? Now, from personal experience, if we're getting some kind of consolidation here, price does tend to come into below that consolidation, take out the liquidity down here, and then go up. So we still have the change of character, but where do we place our entry? So I will place my entry just in the middle of that consolidation. It may well go at the bottom there, and then I'm just going to go for a 2 to 1 just because of the fact that we don't have a fair value gap. Now once we hit 2 to 1, I'll move my trade to break even, and I'll let the trade ride out. Okay, there you have it. So what a pinpoint entry we've just had. We enter the trade now. Stop loss had a very good room. Okay, we've hit the 2 to 1. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and aim for a 3 to 1 if we can, and move my stop loss to break even. See what happens. Yep, that hit target, and that's it. We wait for the next specific trade. We're not going to get greedy. And wait for the next one. So going back to this, price did initially push forward, had a big sell-off. That must have been news. Came back into this consolidation as I mentioned, and then price tapped away from there. Okay, based on what we have done so far and looking into the concept of this, depending on where you are in the external or the internal part of the swing highs and swing low, it isn't easy to identify the change of character, personally. It is quite a overhyped smart money concept. It will work if you are using it in conjunction with, say, liquidity grabs, other methods, because you can have situations where you're using this CHoCH measure on the 1 minute time frame as part of the overall 1 hour or 30-minute multi time frame. You can do something like that, but you can see in terms of trade amount, it doesn't give you that much. The higher the time frame you go, probably the better the win rate. But on the 1 hour time frame, it's not been too bad, but there is a lot of patience that's needed. So if you're not a person that's very patient, then this probably method isn't for you. So hopefully from this video you had some aspects of CHoCH explained to you. Identify external swing high and swing low. If there's a fair value gap, I went for a 3-to-1. If there isn't a fair value gap, I went for a 2-to-1. And the last trade, I just looked at consolidation that's there, hit that consolidation, and price continued and hit target. My verdict overall isn't too bad, I guess, but it requires a lot of patience, and a lot of you guys that are listening probably don't have that. So change your character as a trading strategy, probably not for you if you're not the most patient. If you found value in this video, then do give this a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to look at other videos, then feel free to look through my channel and give it a sub. And I look forward to you on the next video.